Today's episode of Voiced is from r/TIFU and is about 3 users who found themselves in some seriously awkward situations, but which one ended up with the most unexpected outcome. Subscribe if you enjoy. So when I was 14, I got into a huge fight with my mother, and she sent me to live with my aunt and uncle. It was an incredibly stressful event, and combined with my innate shyness about pooping anywhere but at home, at first I didn't notice that I wasn't pooping. After about 2 weeks, I began to feel awful and tried, without success, to go to the bathroom. It had built up so much that I think it was impacted. To top it off, my aunt and uncle were weird about bathroom stuff, partly due to having one bathroom in a household of 5 people, and twice, while trying to force it, they knocked on the door and asked what was taking so long, which made the whole thing worse. I didn't tell anyone, partly out of embarrassment and partly out of fear of getting in trouble. They were strict, and I did get in trouble for random things. Another very uncomfortable 2 weeks passed, until one day, a month to the day that I had first arrived and the last time I had pooped, I was sent out to rake some leaves, and I was just in total agony. I went back inside and told my aunt what was going on. She was thankfully very understanding, although incredulous that I had waited so long to tell her, and told me she'd had poop issues her whole life. She went out and got me laxatives, suppositories, and a fleet enema, and showed me how to use it. At this point, I was in so much pain and just sweating bullets and dying for relief. The remedies barely helped matters, but in an hour or so, I hopped on the toilet and tried to make things happen. I put both hands on the walls and pushed with all my force, knees up to my chin, straining with all my might. I've since given birth, and I pushed harder during this situation than I did pushing out my son. It hurt so bad, and I felt I was straining every muscle in my body to void this beast. After 10 or so horrifying minutes, I still wasn't having any luck, and I began wondering if I should ask to go to the hospital, but the idea of a doctor digging feces out of my anus was just too much to bear, so I pressed on. After 15 to 20 agonizing minutes, grunting and straining and thrashing and pleading with my ass to cooperate, finally, I heard my first heavy plop. Oh, thank God. I cried from the pain, shock, and relief. The first foot or so of poop wasn't much easier. It was so hard and dry. I had to twist and strain for a while, but after that, it got a bit easier. About 30 minutes in, I stood up and looked into the bowl. Have you ever had a shit so large, so complete that it entirely filled the rim of the toilet, halfway up the bowl, rising above the water in thick brown and black coils, iced with a significant amount of blood? I have. I have never, and I mean never, seen a pile of human feces like that, and hope never to again. I would say about 3 to 4 kilograms of poop, about the size of a large round birthday cake. I flushed once, twice, plunged, and got back on the toilet for round 2. It just kept coming. This part was significantly easier, despite the fact that my butt had torn a little in the process of round 1. Round 2 was about 3/4 of the size of round 1. Finally, the flood stopped, and I gingerly wiped, flushed, cleaned the toilet, and emerged from the bathroom a changed person. I ached inside for a few days after, but oh my God, the relief was incredible. I'll never forget that day, as long as I live. I did not defecate for a month, experienced the most painful bowel movement ever, and survived to share my story. Wow, talk about a dramatic turn of events. From a month-long digestive drama to a sudden romantic misstep, let's dive into another tale of unexpected consequences. This time, our protagonist finds himself in a completely different kind of pickle, one that involves a mix-up over lip reading and a potential romance gone awry. Let's see how this story unfolds. I met a girl through a mutual friend. We've known each other for roughly a year, but haven't spent time alone yet, always in a group. She's very sweet and pretty. She is not completely deaf. She can still hear a bit with the help of hearing aids. I guess it is mild deafness, but I am not sure though. Yesterday we met up with our mutual friends and we were having a barbecue. Later on, we ran out of snacks, so the other two went to the grocery store. We were alone in the yard, chatting, etc. Now I noticed that she kept staring at my lips, so I thought to myself, does she want to kiss me? Since she didn't stop staring, I thought that it was obvious. This time, I wasn't going to miss the hint. I leaned in to give her a kiss. I mean, she did kind of kiss me back, but afterward, it was like dead silence. Thank goodness the other two arrived a few minutes later. The rest of the evening was super awkward between us. Later, as she left, I told the other two friends that I had kissed her because she kept staring at my lips. They started laughing, saying, of course, she's staring at your lips. She's lip reading. I completely overlooked the fact that deaf individuals often rely on lip reading for communication. Since she had not previously used this method with me, it did not occur to me as a possibility. This will definitely be one of the moments that'll make me stay up at night and cringe. Plus, I probably ruined the friendship. By thinking my friend wanted to kiss me, She probably didn't. Okay, guys, she'll be here in an hour. I'm nervous, haha. I'm trying to convince my roommate to go on a long walk. She just left. I didn't tell her beforehand that I wanted to talk to her about the kiss, so it was a bit awkward approaching the topic. I can't go into full detail now, but I told her that I didn't mean to make her feel uncomfortable and that I had misread the signs. We had a good laugh. Afterwards, I asked her if she would be down to maybe try things out if she is interested. She's going to move to Munich, Germany, in a few months. I live in France, and she told me that while she does like me, she didn't plan on making any romantic interest because she doesn't want to get too attached due to her moving away anyway. She admitted to liking me a lot and would like to give it a shot despite the circumstances, but only on the condition that I am being serious about it, since she doesn't want something that is only casual. We're going on a date on Tuesday, and we'll just see if it works out between us. Wow, talk about a misunderstanding. Who would have thought that lip reading could lead to such an awkward moment? But let's shift gears from this cringeworthy encounter to something entirely different. Imagine if a simple snack turned into a life-saving adventure. You won't believe what happened next. Before I talk about today's posts, please consider subscribing to the channel for more entertaining and engaging content. Today, we have some wild stories from Reddit that are definitely worth a read. First up, we have a TIFU post where someone didn't poop for an entire month due to stress and embarrassment. The details of this story are both cringeworthy and hilarious, from the impacted poop to the agonizing 30-minute struggle on the toilet. It's a reminder that sometimes our bodies play tricks on us in the most unexpected ways. Next, we have a post about a guy who misread his deaf friend's lip reading as a sign she wanted to kiss him. The awkwardness of this situation is palpable, and it's a great lesson in communication and understanding different needs. It's also heartwarming to see how they managed to turn the situation around. Lastly, there's a story about a mom who accidentally ate THC chocolate meant for her husband and ended up in the hospital. The twist? She had major blockages that were discovered during her hospital stay, leading to life-saving surgery. It's a crazy tale with a happy ending. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these posts. Have you ever been in a similarly awkward or unexpected situation? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Voiced. If you enjoyed daily high-quality stories, please like and subscribe to show your support.